Here we go.
There
Here we
you
go.
go. There it is.
The guys record one podcast together, and now everything's getting recorded.
This is Bonehead abroad.
Bonehead abroad.
Tell me that's not a dope title.
I like it.
Bonehead abroad, and we're not abroad. We're like 50
We're not.
minutes away from
We're,
each other.
we're across town.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm passing the Nike base.
Oh, I'm at Waterstone cleaning. I'm cleaning right
Yeah,
now.
we're literally like 10, 15 minutes from each other.
It's
Yeah, I gotta turn the air on now.
a little warm today. A little warm today.
Well, the sun's
It was warm yesterday.
blasting in. The sun is blasting in through my windshield and all the windows that I have. Which is
Yeah.
thick, precisely. But yeah, I'm starting to sweat. I can't have the windows down like I did before because now we're recording.
Sweat
So,
equity.
sweat equity. Yeah, we're earning that sweat equity quite literally.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what is Bonehead abroad? What do we? This is like kind of a behind the scenes. Bonehead behind the scenes.
Bonehead abroad is just when we're not
Behind
physically together behind the microphone. When we could do little snippets, little excerpts of bullshit that we talk about, or if we have like a topic, like a one that doesn't really have a ton of content to it, or depth, or whatever, but like it's something we do want to bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? So this could be like recordings of, I don't know, just our
Where's
fucking
your
stupid
what,
conversation.
what's your stance on Santa Claus?
Santa Claus is for the kids, dude.
Yeah, you can't
Like,
crush it.
no, well, actually, it's funny because I was just talking about it. Well, we talked about it yesterday on the podcast. Is I didn't really have
Tradition.
traditional upbringing. That I mean, I did in the beginning, but then my mom was in between faiths or whatever, and so like our Christmas tree, like I was saying, like I bought the house I grew up in. We haven't had a Christmas tree in that house in 15 years until I put one in last year when I finally like it was mine. Last Christmas
Yeah,
tree we had was my mom's like grew it out like on the porch. Like it got thrown out on the deck, and then like that's the last time we had any type of holiday Christmas stuff at my house because it was pagan,
that
you
is
know.
sad.
Well, and the whole idea of it is a pagan thing, yes. But I'm like, listen, like
But
Easter,
a
yes.
Christmas tree though, that's just jolly.
Well,
It's just
well,
something that makes people jolly.
it's the symbolism taking away from Christ. The symbolism that Santa Claus plays more of a role than like Christ does, or whatever, people want to look into it. So I get that.
Yeah, I get
I,
that.
I get where it's pagan and you're technically worshiping this other higher being,
Yeah,
which
right.
that which that is a sin. But I think for the kids, it's a little joy. They get to go like Easter. Okay, you're gonna go just look for some candy in the yard. In an egg. Like, a little like the stuff like that. But once they get to an age where they're starting to understand life, like, hey, no, Santa's not real. Mom and dad paid for everything. You owe us some money now. That's the thing. Like, hey, that's your allowance. You ain't getting any for a couple years. We gotta recoup. We gotta recoup,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. It's time you start pulling your own weight.
Right. You're 7. Get a job.
Uh, your stuff. Well, you know, we can't all wait till we're 15 like you.
Right.
You got to be more like me in fifth grade. Dishing out
5th grade at
bike
18 years
rides,
old. Yeah.
working on beach cruisers like I'm living in California.
Right.
You know.
Well, yeah. No, that's my thing is with that of what the
Well,
hell's going on?
I just think the people who shit on kids believing in Santa, they should be punched in the face
Yeah.
because you shouldn't steal the joy away from kids. Kids only get to be kids once,
Right.
So like, why take that magic away from them?
Yeah, and I mean, if there's a way to do it,
That's where
if
I'm
your
at.
faith, religious faith, like you can incorporate and say, hey, if you do right by the Lord, you can, this Santa will bring you stuff or something like that. Like you can incorporate to
You
keep.
can just totally keep the two things separate and be like, hey, this is also Jesus' birthday.
Well, actually, I don't think
This
it's.
is not,
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's Jesus' birthday. I actually don't. I don't think that that's a thing. I think we just say that in the social norm.
oh, see, well, I'm
I think it
just
was in like
ill-equipped
September or
with
something.
knowledge. September,
Yeah, it was like
like,
not anywhere
like
near.
like Earth, Wind, and Fire,
What?
like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Do you remember?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I really think
Stupid.
that Jesus' birthday was somewhere else. I'll ask my mom about it because she knows. But yeah, no, Jesus' birthday was not on December 25th. And
Well, regardless, you can decipher the two, and they can be two of their own things, and you know,
over.
both exist in the same world, right?
Yeah, for the kids. But then at a certain
For
point,
the
it's like,
kids.
all right, well, Santa's not real. Like,
Wait,
like,
you're saying Santa's not real?
well, I had to get a job, pay for your
You
fucking Nerf gun. So,
you
you know,
just ruined my life.
maybe don't be such a fucking child. Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I should
Or let
believe
the
more.
child die. No, I you could almost look at it as like actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna cancel that thought before it even
Okay.
enters the ether.
What's the thought?
Because the more I thought about, I was gonna say that like you know maybe Santa is supposed to be symbolism and believing in something that you
Right.
can't visually see.
Right. That's the pagan portion of it. That's why it's pagan. Because it's believing in something high, like a higher power.
You're
But
right, right.
but that higher power not being Jesus Christ or God, that's the pagan portion of it. Or the sinful portion of it, I guess.
Okay.
So,
See, I'm a little out, I don't want to say out of practice. My knowledge on Christianity has kind of moved to the back burner over the years because I just kind of distanced myself. I understand the point of church and like going to it as like a way to be closer to Jesus, but I uh, I'm a little ill knowledge. So sometimes, touching on these conversations, I don't want to come off as stupid or say something that isn't accurate. So that's why I get kind of a little
right. No, I get that.
reserved, I guess would be the proper word.
Oh, right. I don't like to speak on something I don't have knowledge of. You know what I mean? Because then
Right,
I'm
right,
speaking out of ignorance. Um,
right.
but I think like in my thing for church, and I don't knock people who go to church, if that's what they find, that's what they find. For me, church is a business. Church is a money grab. It's a man-made thing. But, because like you think about it, back then when they were preaching gospel and stuff, they weren't in like a holy house. I mean, like the priests were, but the priests also fought Christ when he was here.
Right.
So like, you know, the house of the holy, whatever the case may be. But I just think like obviously in modern day, the separation of state and faith, like it's not there. It's all a money grab. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm not gonna go listen to the word of God. Or no, I don't want to say that. I'm not gonna go somewhere where at the same time of them preaching the word of God, they're gonna ask their attenders for money. Like I'm sorry. God did not require offerings like that. That's not a holy thing to be asking.
I think the point behind it is to not be greedy with your money in a way, because by giving it up, it's proving to God that you do not value the dollar more than him. I think that's the
No,
point
no.
behind it.
Well, no, it's called time. Tithing.
Yeah.
It's called tithing. So God, or Jesus God, when
Jesus God.
Jesus and God, when I just learned this, and I'll look into it more, but Nathan Apfel or whatever was on Sean Ryan, and he was discussing this whole thing, and he's like, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me, but pretty sure that he said that God never asked for money. He told, because it was in the time of Caesar, he told his followers, like, just pay the taxes. Because Caesar was trying to tax everybody on everything. And they're like, why don't you stop Caesar and all this stuff, whatever that? And he's like, I'm not concerned with these earthly things. Like, just pay the tax. He's like, what I'm about is much bigger than that. So
Right.
he said, pay your taxes, do your thing. The thing that he asked is if you have land or livestock, sacrifice, some of your crop or some of your livestock for the God, for him. That is the tithing from the original. So it's like, okay, but where does money come in? Well, all right, well, church,
Money is just ultimately a man-made thing.
right? But so is church. That's the whole point. Is church is a man-made thing. Like, God, like Jesus when he was, teaching, he was in fields and in town squares and in people's homes. Like there wasn't a place that everybody gathered. There wasn't one specific place that everybody gathered for him. Yes, on events, sure, but like it wasn't like, oh, come to the house of God or come to this church and I'm gonna speak the gospel. He just did it anyway.
Right.
You know. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. God's not just in one spot, right?
yeah. Well, here's the thing, like we are church. In all of us is
Yeah,
God. The
the
people are the
people.
church.
That's right.
So in the
The
modern days,
followers.
in the modern day, it's been integrated that you have to go to church to be churchly or faithful or whatever.
Right.
Which is, in my opinion, incorrect. Two or more people gathered speaking about gospel, that is church.
Three's a party.
Three's a party.
Three's
Three
a party.
is more of a church.
We yeah. And we're diving deep early.
I like it.
We might cause some controversy somewhere.
Yeah, but that's what we're about. We're here. We're doing that. I'm not saying we're over here trying to like ruffle the feathers, but like we're going to talk about shit that people don't want to talk about. Like that people are too afraid to talk about. Well, that's tough. This
Yeah.
world needs to discuss these things.
Just so we're clear to anyone listening, we are not we're not closed-minded to this. We're not the most knowledgeable about it, but we do our best, and this is kind of where we know what we know from what we know, from where we've learned it. So
yeah, and the other thing is
there's a level, like you said, there's a level of ignorance when you think you know it all and you talk about it and you close your mind off to other things that people have to offer. So we're going to do our best to kind of keep that mindset.
Right, and with that, that's what I was going to add is that if anybody listening has some knowledge or has something that they'd like to add in or for us to look into, something like that, comment, questions, comments, advice, whatever, feel free. Send us a DM, send us a comment on here, and and we'll get into it, and maybe we'll get some listeners in, some calling. Maybe we'll do that sometimes.
Maybe
Get people on get people on the pod for a quick snippet. But
yeah.
But
if you're listening, don't waste your time trying to argue with us, because that ain't
right. I'm a terribly good arguer.
You won't argue with me. Tom, on the other hand, you won't win that conversation.
We will go verbal fisticuffs.
12 rounds.
Yeah.
Don't be a keyboard warrior. Just say that. Don't be a keyboard warrior.
Yeah, well,
the world's got enough of those guys,
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
I think
okay.
there's a healthy way to debate. I think that's this country's lacking that these days.
Right.
I think that everyone just not everyone, a majority of the world has lost the ability to debate because everyone just has to be right. And I think that's a
Right.
problem.
Yeah, and I think that there's a level of discussion and opportunity to hear each other's sides for understanding and all of that in debate. You know, we could sit here and go over.
Absolutely.
You could say Santa's real. Going back to the beginning of this, Santa's real. You could say that all day, and I could argue with you. No, Santa's not real. But
Right.
what good does it do? It just creates tension and creates conflict and indifference between you and I, who are very good friends and
Right.
very close people. Are we going to sit there and distance ourselves because of this one thing? No, like
No,
we could
they're
have
treated
differences of
just
opinion on something
right.
and still be able to coexist in this life together.
It's called agreeing to disagree.
Yeah, it's called understanding. Okay, hey, I see. In the discussion, hey, I see where you're coming from. Now I understand why you think the way you think, or why you have the belief you have. Okay, cool.
Right.
Like you're on your path, I'm on mine. That's cool. We could still fucking coexist. We could still be friends and still have discussion. Sometimes maybe once we have the understanding of debate, maybe, hey, all right, we're not going to touch on this topic or something. If it gets to that passionate of a disagreement, we'll talk
Right.
about politics. There's a lot of people that like they cannot talk politics. It's like, all right, cool. I got friends that have very different beliefs and views than I do. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be friends with them because they think one thing and I think another.
Right.
Well, all right, hey, I understand where you're coming from and why you're thinking that way. All the power to you. I
I
just think
got a
this way.
whole I got a whole family that has different political beliefs than me. I still
Right,
love them though. I, I,
right.
I don't love them any less.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. It's all love. It's all love up in this earth,
up in this piece.
up in this piece. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
let's wrap this
we'll sign
snippet
this one
up
off.
because yeah, we'll end on that note because I'm about to be pulling up to one of DK's job sites.
Perfect. All right.
So
Well, it was a good talk. And if you guys have any
yeah,
questions, comments, you want to add some stuff in or just talk with us, shoot us a DM.
yeah, and let us know if you liked this little bonehead abroad because maybe we'll keep it going. We'll keep it short and sweet, and yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much the podcast about nothing and everything.
exactly.
It's off structure. It's off structure of what our normal podcast is. So
And that's
let us
what
know if you
Bonehead's
like it.
about. That's what Bonehead's
Yeah,
about. So, all right, guys, take it easy. See ya. Love you, buddy.
love ya.